Oh shit, we're live. Welcome to the Monday Night Men's Forum. I'm running late because I have a terror 2-year-old, and so how's it going tonight, guys?
Just Ducky.
Ducky,
Got it.
Jeremy, mic check. Live on air mic check. Oh no. Oh no. All right. So tonight we're talking about collapse now, avoid the rush.
I can't hear anybody. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
We
dude,
can
I
hear
can hear you.
I can't hear anybody.
And you sound bad.
We're doing health and sanitation.
Now I can hear you.
Before, yes, we're good.
I'm good. Are you good?
Yeah,
I can
you
hear
sound shitty, but we're good.
Do I really?
Yeah, it's like crackly.
Yeah.
Personal event. Christopher, go ahead.
Yeah. Drove like all week long, basically, all the way up to Wisconsin, north of Milwaukee, to go to a ski resort. My kids had never seen snow, and so I took them up on it was that Saturday to go snow tubing. We spent like 2 hours tubing, and by the end of that, we were exhausted. I'm glad they only give 2 hours because that was enough. And then we spent a little bit of time making snow angels and getting into snowball fights and just doing cool dad and son kinds of things. Saw my sister.
Are you moving?
No, not even kinda.
Not even kinda.
Yeah, that's the great thing about being in Florida is that you can go visit the cold and then you can go back home where it's warm. So visited my sister in Chicago and stayed with her a few days, and now back at mom's house in southern Illinois. And the plan is to go later on this week to go to I thought someone was coming in. You go to the. I've got a friend who bought tickets so that the boys could go to the Ark Encounter in Kentucky, outside of Cincinnati.
The what?
The big Ark that they built. It's a museum.
Yeah, the replica of Noah's Ark.
Yep.
I've not heard of this.
Is my audio better now?
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah. And so they were planning to go there. We're going to stay at mom's until Wednesday morning. Go there, hang out, and then I'm going to hang out with the buddy who bought me the tickets for a night. Work the next day. I'd like to go down to. There's a national forest in Virginia. Camp out there for the night, and because the following morning is not far from Mount Airy, North Carolina, which was the inspiration for Mayberry on Andy Griffith. My oldest son loves Mayberry. He watches like old sitcoms and things, and so he loves Andy. I said that he loves Mayberry. He loves Andy Griffith, and consequently, he also loves Mayberry. So he watches. He's 17 years old, but he watches So he got for Christmas a.
Does he watch MASH?
Not that new. No, he likes 60s
Not
stuff.
that new?
Well,
yeah,
like Matlock.
60 stuff.
MacGyver.
Yeah, only the 50s, 60s stuff. So he's watching. He got Dick Van Dyke DVDs for Christmas. We have literally binged that the entire trip. They've got a DVD player in the car, so they played it, and I'm listening to this. I can't see it, so I'm listening to all these Dick Van Dyke episodes on the way all the way up to Wisconsin from Florida. So yeah, we've watched hour after hour after hour of Dick Van Dyke and just laughing our butts off because it's so funny. And
I don't think I've ever seen a single episode.
Oh yeah, they were comedic geniuses. I tried to get them to watch I Love Lucy and Beverly Hillbillies, so he's not yet into that. But he does. Yeah, it's got to be that old stuff, the black and white kind of stuff. It's just something about that that turns him on. So
Happy Days. Was he into Happy Days?
Happy Days.
That's too new. That's all too new. That's 70s.
And I can't remember when Happy Days was. That was 70s.
70s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I got called Opie and Richie all the time. growing up.
I could see that.
I still do.
Yeah.
You look like a younger Ron Howard. Whatever.
Yeah, I could see that.
I've never heard that before.
I won't say it. But so North Carolina is kind of like on the way home, going out of our way somewhat, but it's within reach, and that's the hope, is to drop in there, just a quick visit on their way back to Florida. So it's just me. It's just Dad and the boys, going around and driving around and doing Dad cool things. This morning we went by. My great grandparents helped to found a university in Illinois, so we stopped in front and got a picture right in front of the sign at the entrance, and I explained to them all the history that like 2/3 of my family, like on mom and dad's side, have attended there, and in fact, mom and dad met there, and so this one university is like the Vidal Crane. That whole family, like we're all centered around this one university. So many people have been there. So there was a lot of heritage. So we've been going back and visiting places where they grew up, and just it's been a fantastic dad and son trip. Not uneventful though. I got my car towed this morning.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah, I went outside or my brother-in-law said, "Hey, wasn't your car parked there? It's gone now." And went outside, and holy cow! So he got he's in one of these like real strict condo communities. Got the phone number, and it was just like 5 miles down the road. My sister gave me a lift. 45 minutes later, and $200 less, we're back in business. So it's just inconvenience.
What? Because you didn't have a permit to park in front of his stupid condo?
Because I picked a spot that, by all intents and purposes, looked like it was fine to park at. And any other place you could park at. Yeah, there was a yellow stripe. So if I had read all the signs at the entrance, and if I had paid real careful and close attention, I wouldn't have parked there, but I did. And it is what it is.
Well, the fact that there's multiple signs to have to tell you don't park there, that's too many signs.
Yeah.
It should be one sign. This arc encounter thing, really cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
is it just me, or is Matt frozen?
Yeah, Matt's frozen his video.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I'm just making sure. Like, I didn't know if it was me or
you're crackly again.
My connection.
I'm like the only guy with the normal.
No, you look like shit too.
Again.
I'm crackly again.
Yeah, Christopher, you're all pixelated.
That is because
we're all hot
I
tonight.
am in low bandwidth location.
Yeah, me too.
But I can try to
never
go
been told in my life that was hot.
Resolution. Let's try that.
I
can see the pimples.
I'm on an LTE connection in Jackson, Mississippi. That's about as best as I can do here.
All right, this is going to be the worst episode ever. Looking forward to it. Jeremy, go ahead.
Look, man, I even brought like a professional mic-ish.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. And that's what was crackly to begin with. So I don't know.
You're still crackling.
Who knows?
You're still crackling.
How about now?
No, it just sounds just whatever. Go.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
personal. Yeah, personal event. We've made a decision to renovate our bathroom, so now we've embarked on this massive project, which is daunting and expensive, but exciting all at the same time. There you go.
Just like retiling it, or like how much are you doing?
Well, we've got we've got a leak in our shower. Like the shower head's got a leak, and it's a whole thing. And I've been trying to we need to do this, and finally just said we're just going to do it. We're going to bite the bullet. We're going to spend the money, and get it done. So retiling the shower. We've got the wonderful, beautiful popcorn ceiling. Yeah. So scrape that, paint the walls, change the vanity, mirror, all that kind of stuff. Retile it. It's
yippee.
Yeah.
Well, it's going on TikTok, right?
Probably not. Doesn't really
not
fit in
what
with my
he's
normal
about.
content.
You could switch it up just to see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean,
I could.
There'll be people who are doing renos who will tune in. You get a whole new crowd.
I could, I suppose.
Are you doing the work yourself, or are you hiring it out?
I was gonna do it myself because I've done that stuff before, and it was just, my wife looked at me. She's like, "Don't, please don't." Okay. I've got other projects at the house that I've already started on that I haven't finished yet.
Yeah.
So don't take on another project. Basically, is what I was told, and I said, "Okay."
Right.
So that's part of the other reason that I wouldn't put it on TikTok, because it's not me doing it. But I mean, we're still having to like pick everything out, and but it's
That makes sense.
How does that bother you that she asked you not to do this thing?
No.
Okay.
Would it bother you?
Depends. What if I wanted to do it? Like a bathroom remodel? I don't really want to do that.
Me neither. I was gonna do it to save a few $1,000s.
Yep.
But I'm like, well, is it worth a few $1,000s of my time, and then to also have a professional come in and do it? I'll just.
You'd hope they're professional, man.
I know
too many
the guy.
horror
He's
stories lately.
He's a friend of mine, a neighbor. I've seen his work. I've used him before.
Well, the flip
do
side
we
of
like
that
bathrooms?
Do we like bathrooms? That's exactly what it is. Yep.
Well, the flip side of that is then the house value goes up, probably the according amount. So
It should. Yeah.
Yeah.
It should. I'm not concerned
not a
about
wash.
it. It was more of a like, we needed to do this because, well, there's a leak in the bathroom. And when we bought our house, we bought it 4 years ago, and the people that owned it before us, well, an investor bought it and flipped it, and basically doubled his money.
Did I fix his audio?
Can you fix my audio?
No. It still sounds crackly? It
Yeah.
sounds perfect to me.
Sounds crackly to me.
Huh. Weird. It sounds great.
Great.
Jeremy, you sound great.
Oh, thanks. All right, your turn, Matt. Personal
I
event.
checked in here. I checked the edit mic settings and then unchecked echo cancellation.
Oh, let me try that.
Do not turn this off unless your guest has a high quality microphone and is wearing headphones. This setting enables audio processing features like echo cancellation, noise suppression, and auto gain control. Podcasters and musicians often turn this off. Oh, well, why don't we all turn that off?
I've got them both off. How do I sound?
I think you sound good. Oh, I gotta turn Christopher's back on. That was too much.
Uh-oh.
What about me? Who cares about
That's
me?
right. You're still frozen, Matt.
That's so weird.
Get the serious look on your face.
That's just me right now.
Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna. Oh, there he goes. He gone.
Okay, personal event. After dicking around, that was nice. No, I don't know if Christopher's frozen or if he's playing a bit.
I was impersonating you.
Personal event is that Friday morning I got a text from my neighbor across the street saying, "Hey, I shot a doe. Come and get it."
Oh.
And so
he
surprise.
You posted that on TikTok. That's right.
Yes, I did. That video got flagged and taken down, by the way. I bet you can guess
about
why.
what I expected.
Yeah, and so, but I appealed it and I got it back with a sensitivity warning. Because of the deer hide. It's like it promotes the mutilation of animals or whatever.
That's why on TikTok I would not. Had a friend of mine was like, well, hey, from a prepping standpoint, he killed it. He was going to kill a deer, and he said, do you want to come over? No, he had one that he had killed. And he's like, hey, you want to come watch me process it, film it for TikTok? And I said, no, they'll pull it in. Yeah, I can't. You can't do that. Like their sensitivity guidelines are stupid.
It is pretty stupid. So my son was outside with me all morning while I did that, and I went down to a local butcher shop, picked up 15 pounds of pork fat to cube it, and so I cut out the back straps and set those aside, and then everything else we're gonna grind and make breakfast sausage with it. So it was like 28 pounds of meat.
Yes, sir.
And then it's about 5, and the ratio should be about 5.5, 6 pounds of pork fat. So I bought way too much, but It's fine, and then we'll have some good breakfast sausage to eat. So,
speaking of your TikTok videos, 300,000.
no way, dude.
Whoa.
So on the last men's forum, Jeremy was like, "Here's." I can't remember if we talked it on air or off air.
It was afterwards, off air.
We'll get to the episode. This is what we're going to talk about for just a second. He's like, "This is the formula," and I'm giving away all your secrets.
But they're not secrets. Like, I don't mind sharing it.
Right.
But here's the thing, though. They don't always work. But when I've had a video take off, that is statistically been the formula.
Sure.
So,
problem,
go ahead.
Possible solution. But you have to be very, like, quick about it. You can't, like, diddle-daddle. What I did is I was like, hey, peanut butter isn't working. It's a stupid video, too. It doesn't even, literally nothing's happening. I'd say peanut butter isn't working in my mouse traps anymore. I'm going to try bacon grease. And then all I did was like take a paint stick and snap on my traps and then put bacon grease on my traps. I don't even show me resetting the traps. I'm just like talking. And then that's it. And so Jeremy was like, shorten the time to the set, like snapping the traps, because I ended up cutting like 10 seconds by shortening all those little clips. And that was definitely the right call.
And on TikTok, I mean, like 5-10 seconds makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
The ums, the ands, like if you look at all of my videos, and a lot of people that have some of these, and not all of mine get that kind of, like most of my videos, like these days after the red videos are getting like 3,000 to 4,000 views. But like they'll cut out all of the ums and the dead space, and it's very just up.
Yeah.
Because that's all the attention span we have these days.
That's right.
Use jump cut editing.
Basically, yep.
Yeah, does it do it automatically?
Mm-mm. I just use CapCut and I'll just go through, like, I think there's some apps.
Is that free?
But I'll just CapCut.
Or do you pay for CapCut?
There's some paid options, but I've never needed it. So but I'll just take the video clip and I'll stop here and I'll just cut, delete, and just kind of drag it till it gets just it's very quick and precise and to the point. And that's just what people have become accustomed to hearing.
Oh, shoot.
I was wondering how long it'd take.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Bye, Grant.
What y'all talking about?
We're just talking about that video. The other thing about that TikTok, like making TikTok, is don't overthink it. Like, just make the video and see what happens.
Yep.
And publish it. The thing that I think people like, what's like mousetraps, everyone has their own stupid opinion about what makes the best mousetrap or mousetrap bait or whatever. And I'm being such a smart ass and like a dickhead in the comments. Like, I use dog food, and I'm like, I'm not trying to catch dogs, I'm catching mice. And just stuff like that. It gets old. It
gets old eventually. Then you just start blocking people.
Yeah, now I'm bored. Like now, I might do it a little bit more tomorrow, but after that, I'm going to be bored of having the same. You know how many people told me get a cat, and so it started. One guy was like, "Get a cat, you're welcome," and I wrote. I've been telling them all the same thing. Like, had one, got stolen. You're welcome. Like,
your cat got stolen?
Yeah.
By a coyote?
No, not by a coyote. Literally, it's at the neighbor's house because they let that cat inside. I would go for a good Chinese restaurant in my town. Wish we had one. But yeah, they let my cat inside,
First
and now
time
it's
I've
theirs,
ever heard
apparently.
of a cat theft. Wow.
Yeah, same.
That's
So-
loyalty.
Thanks
a lot.
Follow
Thanks a lot,
that formula,
Felix.
Yep.
What
It
formula?
works. It will not work every single time, but it works.
Being informative?
Problem, possible solution, or solution, but be quick. And don't overthink it. Just
you need a hook on the front end, and if you can have a question or this is my problem or a question, you've got somebody just like that, and then they are more likely to stick around. Works.
Yep. Grant, personal event, quickly. You got
Personal
10
event.
seconds.
You just put me on the spot. I don't even know. My mind went blank. I killed more rats.
Nice. All right.
All right,
I mean,
time's up.
Bacon or peanut
Next.
butter?
Birdshot.
Oh.
So, collapse now, avoid the rush. Health and sanitation. It's not unintentional that there is currently a children's medication shortage right now. Like I don't remember
Children's
exactly.
medication shortage.
Yes, nationwide shortage of cold, flu, and fever medicines for children is causing some drugstore chains to limit purchases of the products amid triple-demic this holiday season.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
COVID, flu,
RSV,
Coof,
RSV.
RSV, and the flu.
flu, and the coof.
The unmentionable.
Rona.
The coof. The Rona. The Rona is still here with
Man,
us.
just grow you some elderberries. Elderberries, garlic, make you some fire cider. You'll be all right.
I like that idea.
I overdid the fire cider like a couple weeks ago. Like I felt like I was getting something, and
you were taking shots like it was like New Year's Eve.
I was doing 1 a.m, and because I had a weird work schedule. It was like I had like 2 4-day weekends in a row. It was really weird. And so like I would do like 1 a.m, 1 in the like 1 around noon, and then 1 in the evening, or just 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. That's too much. That is too much fire tonic.
That's a lot.
And like,
are you doing that preventative?
Like my gut was like,
I got your seeds.
Squirrel.
Fun.
Yeah, sorry, squirrel. I am a squirrel, man. I'm just a squirrel.
That's good. Glad you got it.
Anyway, Matt.
So I had to stop. I had to stop drinking the fire water.
Once
or whatever.
Once a day or twice a day. Yeah.
Once seemed to be enough.
Preventive.
It's freaking strong. Like we made our own. It is like crazy strong. Like
yeah, it kicks your butt.
I've got some brewing right now on the counter that's overdue. I'm like, how long is too long to let it sit there and brew?
Dilute
but I
it,
need to strain it out.
If it makes you foam at the mouth, you went too far.
Cut it with more vinegar?
I guess. I have no idea. It should be fine, though. It's going on like 3 months, which is really supposed to sit for 2 months. But, I mean, what's it going to do? Get more potent?
Just completely wipe out your gut bacteria.
It shouldn't. Maybe. Hopefully not.
You'll be fine.
But like, all right. So here's the thing, though. So talking about gut bacteria, I think there's so much from a health and sanitation standpoint. Let's just stick with health, that you can do preventive, so that you don't have to take medication. So that there's natural remedies on everything to most anything. And so for me, I used to stockpile medications. I don't take medications anymore. I would rather have a natural way of healing.
Yeah.
So that I can grow it again.
Grow it again. Go out or find it in the woods or something.
Fire cider.
Let food be thy medicine, and let medicine be thy food.
Right.
You remember it was
Hippocrates.
Yep, that's right.
Have you ever heard of kefir? And not kefir.
Yeah, I drink that.
Okay.
I think the strawberry stuff from the grocery store.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
Nasty.
I like it. I'll drink the whole bottle.
I mean, it's okay. I make my own every day, and I've got kefir grains, and it's the easiest thing that you can make. But it has so many like good gut micro whatever. I can't even think of the word right now.
Yeah, microbes. Right.
Microbes. Yeah, so like I drink that, and it's trying to like I got off medications because of, well, if there's a collapse, like I took omeprazole for
Yeah.
years, 10 years, and I'm off of it. Like I've gotten off of all medication because of this, and so I think that's the key, is to figure out a way to get off. I mean, none of that. There's some exceptions. I mean, people that are diabetic, obviously, you're going to have to deal with that kind of stuff. But blood pressure, I think there's ways to do that. Mental health issues, that's a different kind of story too. But I mean, like, if you can get off of some stuff, I think you need to get off of it. Talk to your doctor, do it
Yes.
safely, but
Or don't
which
talk
is
to
what
your
I did.
doctor.
Or
Just
find
wing
you a
it.
doctor that. I tried that once, but like I found a doctor that believed in getting to the root cause of the issue,
Yeah.
and so she helped me figure
Big.
out what the real problem was, and then we developed a plan to get off of the medications. And so I still go and I get my annual checkup. We talk about things, and like it's perfect. That's the way doctors should be, so that you don't have to stockpile medications. Anyway,
Men
that's my
should have
2 cents.
female doctors. I agree.
What?
No, I'm serious. I
That
had
was just a very random comment.
it was just something I picked up on. So you have a female doctor, and I had a female doctor, and man, it was
The
my
only
old.
doctor I've ever had is an old Mexican man.
Okay, here's where I'm going with that. My old boss, he's like, called me old fashioned, but I think men should have a male doctor. And I'm like, well, if they gotta grab your balls for some reason, that's kind of gay.
I figured that's probably where you were taking that. But
I mean,
it's, I guess.
yeah.
But if you're thinking of it that
No,
way, if it's
no,
not a male doctor, then it's
Okay.
Jeremy's
don't
like,
make
yep,
that-
you got me.
I'm gonna mute
You
myself.
figured me out.
I got no comeback to that.
That's fine. You got nothing to worry about. You got a female doctor.
Right. Awkward. Anyway,
Yeah.
but I think that your doctor should be whoever is best for the job. But yeah,
A woman, yes.
Apparently, yeah.
Moving on. No, but you bring up a good point about reducing your need for dependencies. Like,
Yeah.
that's less you have to
Yeah.
prep.
I think that's where you
I was
start.
telling you my interview about how I accidentally did what my doctor called a Wilson's protocol, and he treats me like an adult. He's a very good doctor. He does take the best of the West and the best of the East, and applies whatever is best for my situation. So he'll just take whatever's good. And in my situation, he allowed me to tinker with my own thyroid medication. I bumped it high and kept on going, higher till I was taking like massive thyroid. And I was like, I'm not really feeling any different, better, worse. I dropped it down, kept going, until I noticed I no longer needed any. And I was like, what's going on here? And I no longer need it at all. And I talked to him about it. And he said, oh, I think you accidentally did a Wilson's protocol. And so just look that up.
Now do it for diabetes.
Diabetes.
Just push the limit.
Wilson's
Yeah,
protocol.
I don't think you want to do that one. That one might put you. That one will put you to sleep long term.
Depends if you're top 2 or top 1. I mean, it really all depends.
So let me put it this way. I got a buddy of
All that
mine.
to say. Oh, I was going to finish all that to say that I no longer need any thyroid medicine, which is beautiful. So
That is good.
It's awesome.
yeah,
Less to store. I got a buddy that is type 1 diabetic, and I'm like, I was trying to understand like how all that works. Like, he's got to regulate all his blood levels and blah blah blah. I'm like, it kind of sounds like you could technically regulate all that with diet and exercise. And he goes,
yes.
well, I'd have to run like 20 miles a day. And I go, yeah. I'm like,
I don't see the
could.
problem.
Yeah. You'd be in great
Yeah.
shape. People do
Wonder
run
how
20
much-
miles a day.
wonder how much going on a low or no carb diet would help them.
Yeah, that helps too.
So,
Like
so
carnivore.
the guy that got me started with kefir, he said that he's between going keto, not him, but he knows people. So he knows some people that were type 2 diabetic that went keto, did the kefir, did a whole bunch of changing of their diet, and they were able to reverse type 2 diabetes,
Yeah,
which
and you
That
can.
doesn't
blew my
surprise me.
mind.
That's a health and diet thing.
Right, but when you become diabetic, it changes. You become insulin resistant, I believe, and
Yeah.
I'm way over my head in talking about some of this stuff, but like it's not an easy thing to reverse. Like you change a lot about how your body stores insulin or what. I can't get my terminology right because, like I said, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah,
I hate to
get
dip,
it.
but I start school again in the morning, so
Bye,
I need
Grant.
to kind of go to bed.
Bye, Grant.
So,
Well, it's only like 9
Good to
o'clock.
see you
Man.
again.
it's 10. Yeah, I mean,
Aw.
I started school
Yes, 10 Eastern.
today, which was pretty cool. It was fun. But yeah, I got it tomorrow too, and then Wednesday and Thursday.
Peace.
So
All right, man.
y'all have fun.
You can't.
Thanks for hanging.
Yeah, it was good.
See you, Grant.
But
Bye, guys. Give me
talking
the
about
10K. Give me the 10K, and I'll come clear your land. I'll bush hog anything.
But this is not the place for this. Bye. He left. No, I didn't kick him out. He left.
you were
Surprisingly,
talking about
he beat me to
diabetics,
it.
and I got to think that diabetics are probably going to be some of the first people to die if there's ever a situation, massive situation. We're in a great
Have y'all read
time
the
in
book?
which diabetics can live well and live long, and it's because of relative economic stability,
Medication.
and refrigeration and medicines and things that could be some of the first people to die.
I'm going to guess that the two
I
of you
just
have probably
wonder.
read 1 second after.
I have not, but I know the premise, and I was thinking of that. I think if I were diabetic, my mother-in-law is diabetic, but she doesn't have to take insulin, but she somehow, I believe she's type 1. She just manages it. She just, handles it and is real careful what she eats. And I'm thinking maybe I could talk to her about doing keto or carnivore or something to that effect. Definitely, if things get ugly, definitely think about that for her.
So
for her sake.
In that book, 1 second after, one of the statistics in there, and there's a lot of research that went into that book that's legit research. It's not fiction. I mean, it's fiction, but it's not it's plausible.
Right.
And and I don't remember what the exact statistic was, but it was basically within 1 year of a global catastrophe was portrayed in that book. Within 1 year, 90% of the population would be dead.
Yeah. That's probably exaggerating.
You got the first people to go, but the first people to go are going to be those that are dependent on, like electricity's gone, so those that are, hospitals have backups
second and third and fifth and 12th order effects.
Right, but
so many knock-on effects.
Your people that are dependent on insulin, and refrigeration,
right.
like medicines that require refrigeration, like they're gone. And and then you got people that mentally can't handle it, so they kill themselves. You got people that the people that are left are not the good people either.
Yeah, or the psychotropic meds are gone, and now you see who these kind of people really are.
Right.
Yeah, and they start to go around, and then you got the cannibals, and you got the
Hopefully
hopefully never will, and I do think it's very unlikely. I think humanity goes in waves and ups and downs and crests and valleys. I think it's very unlikely, but not entirely impossible. Something to be thinking about. What about you were talking about gut bacteria? Excellent. If I were not doing carnivore, I probably would. I was doing fermenting and making kombucha, and that's an excellent gut bacteria. But what about colloidal silver? I was wanting to have a colloidal silver generator not to drink the stuff, but to for like a topical.
You don't want to turn blue?
No, I do not want to turn blue.
I think it looked good on you.
I don't know how much of the turning blue is fear and FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, because you'll hear some stories of seeing. I only had like 2 doses and I turned blue, and I don't know. I question whether that's reality, but I
was
do
only
know
thinking
that
about that
happen.
one guy that took it.
Yeah,
for
it does
years.
No, before that one guy I saw, there was a woman named Rosemary or something, and she had hardly any of nasal spray, and so the proponents will say, well, they just didn't make it right, or you have to have lots and lots and lots. And I just don't know. So I would say drinking it for catastrophe, because it's easy to homemade medicine. I looked up. I wanted to be able to make it with batteries, because I don't, we're not going to be having necessarily going to be having 110 volts for the rest of our lives. So how can I do this with batteries? And there are a few machines out there that can do it. There was a single component, a current limiting diode, that's hard to get. You couldn't find it in radio. It'd be really hard to obtain post collapse. And so I was puzzling on that. How do you replicate that? And there is a way, and I've got all the plans and everything. If you want to write to me, there is a way to make your own colloidal silver generator using dirt common transistors out of radios and things, extremely common transistors. So, if you get to us, if you'd like to download some plans, have them on hand to, how do I cobble together a colloidal silver generator post collapse. It is doable. It's not going to be the easiest thing you've ever done, but it is doable. So
that sounds like it needs to go on Jeremy's internet in a bag.
Box.
So, you put it in a bag.
Yeah.
It's in a box in a bag.
It's a box in a bag.
Okay. I give up.
Right? Isn't it?
Well, yeah, just if you want a copy of that, just hit me up.
It's on a Raspberry Pi. It's in a box.
It's in a bag.
In a box.
You put it
stored in a bag.
Yeah.
Internet in a box in a bag. Okay, fine. You win.
Yeah.
Raspberry. Sorry, I was gonna do some little, there's like a book that I read my son almost every day. It's like a little rhyme thing, and it's like frog in a hole in a log at the bottom of yeah.
Oh, I like the book.
Yeah.
Raspberry Pi in a box in a bag in Jeremy's house. Waiting for the end of the world.
I need to probably pull it out and update it.
Yeah, you could. So
you get the colloidal silver generator and put it in
there. What kind of just regular stuff should people store? Like, fish mocks or bird mocks, Band-Aids, antiseptics, a tourniquet if you know how to use it, or like
that freeze frame on Matt's face right there. Hold on a second. I'm sending this to you. This is fantastic.
I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna turn off my camera.
Got it.
Take a
Let's see if I can do it.
Oh, I could take a screenshot, couldn't I? How do I take a screen on the iPad?
I'm trying to do it. Let's see if I can do it.
I won't watch me end up killing this broadcast or something. Oh, I got it. Sweet. I'll send that to you later.
Thanks. I'll make that the thumbnail or something. I don't know. If it's that good.
I think obviously like a first aid kit. You need a good solid first aid kit.
Yeah.
Burn treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chemical burns.
Your burn treatment. Yeah.
Burns, penetration wounds, quick clot would be good. But if you're on a real severe budget, you want to stockpile a bunch of stuff. It's hard to beat women's sanitary napkin pads, like just dirt cheap. They make them they make them basically to be sanitary, but they make them by the millions instead of gauze. They make them by the thousands, and so it serves much the same purpose. Stopping blood, and it's just a little embarrassing to go buy them, but you can get massive quantities of gauze for just pennies. So, and
I've got this.
It's sealed.
There's an old picture I posted online. A couple of years ago, I had what the hell is it? I had a small bowel obstruction, and so they had to cut me open. They're like, "Why is somebody your age having a small bowel obstruction?" And basically, they went through my guts like a clown with handkerchief, and they didn't find anything, which is ironic because they're like, well, it could have been a little piece of scar tissue from when like you fell off your bike when you were a kid or something like that. But
Dang.
so like, and you have like a blockage by scar tissue. So by opening me up, they created more scar tissue. But whatever.
Yeah.
So
Whoops.
so anyways, so I had like 17 staples. Like I got like a zipper right at the bottom, right at the bottom of my gut, and the all the adhesive tape was like irritating my skin, and so I cut a maxi pad in half and stuck it on there because like my pants and my shirt was like, otherwise it would like rub that incision and it would really irritate the skin. So I had to protect it somehow, and people were like, haha, Matt's on the rag or something.
It's strange, but it really, really works because you got, economies of scale working for you, and it has been sterilized. They're great for wounds. So
thankfully, I wasn't having a heavy flow day.
So here's another one. Here's another interesting kind of a different topic. It reminded me just because I was rubbing my eyes. But what about people that wear contacts in glasses?
You're gonna die.
So I had in April of 21, I had corrective surgery because, for a couple of reasons. But I was like, I'm just from a prepping standpoint, like I don't need corrective lenses anymore. Like, what if?
Yeah.
Sure. Get lots of cheap glasses. Like you can get good pairs for $50 from like
Zennies.
Eyeglass Warehouse or wherever. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like the best glasses I've ever had. I get compliments on them. They're very comfortable. $50 total.
Are y'all wearing the same glasses?
Kind of looks like it. I doubt it.
Might well be.
I've had these for like 7-8 years, probably.
It's like I wore
and never ever throw away old glasses.
Yep.
I keep my old I keep a pair in my bug out bag that I used to wear. I keep a pair in the car, in the trunk box. I keep a pair, in the house and bathroom, and I got like 10 pairs scattered all around. Just never throw them away.
I used to also.
Yeah.
Even if you don't wear them, they're there if you ever need them. Now I don't have any. I just got rid of them because I donated all of them. So I don't need them anymore. But yeah, if you wear glasses, don't ever throw away the old pair.
Work for you. Don't mess up your eyes.
So that surgery used to be a situation with
they
that
got
surgery.
Prescription, like in like third world countries, they give used glasses to people.
Yeah, they use the old frames. Yep.
Oh, so they just pop the lenses out. Got it.
Sometimes they'll even use the lenses because you can put them in a device that'll tell you what the prescription is.
Just one in a million.
That surgery that you got, I know it used to be about 20 years ago. It would last you about 10 years, and then it would fall out of correction. How has that been improved? You get a longer time on it?
I mean, it has. So I ended up having PRK, which is different than LASIK. PRK is a predecessor to LASIK.
All right.
I'm 37, and so like at some point, like your vision will it will start to kind of taper off, and like you'll need readers and stuff like that, but it's not going to revert back to what it was. It doesn't just like, oh, we're done. It was we only had a 20-year agreement. We're out. I mean, like it's just with age, you'll I mean, your body's just slowly dying, basically. It's going to get worse. You're going to get aches and pain. Versus the same thing, but I'll need readers at some point. But like I went this morning to the eye doctor and I got 2015 and 2020. I mean,
and then
figure worst case I can go get some cheap readers at Walmart.
There is a benefit that you don't often hear about when you're encountering a situation where you're up against some people who might take advantage of you. They're typically going to choose to pick on the guy with the glasses. So I'm more at risk of being attacked and jumped for no particular, just because I look vulnerable because of the glasses. And so if we're going into a world in which there's more crime, corrective surgery is a good idea. It's just I'm just not to that place where I'm eager to
It's expensive.
put my eyes. It's expensive, and I'm not eager to put my eyes under a laser.
Laser?
Yet. Yeah.
So I had
Or
it's kind of a
PRK.
tangent. Under PRK, you still have a laser on your eyes. It's basically, yeah. I won't go into details of it's
Cutting.
gross, but
It's gross.
cutting or scraping away. Yeah, LASIK is they cut. PRK is they scrape then fix it, and put a bandage contact on it. It was weird. It didn't hurt. It was weird. It hurt afterwards. Like the weekend, the healing process over the weekend was awful. But so my aunt ended up losing her eye because she wore contacts, had a scratch, and a weird amoeba got in there and infected her eye. And she did like 4 or 5 cornea transplants. They tried to. I mean, they did everything they could to save her eye. And ultimately, she ended up losing her eye. And so but her story, she wore contacts and it just scratched her eye, and it was like I'm out. I'm getting corrective surgery. But it served multiple purposes. One, that terrified me because I was like I can't. But then number two, it was kind of like that long-term prepping thing. Like if something does happen, that's problematic to not be able to see.
Yeah,
very much so.
I wanted to fix that. And that was right about the time that Uncle Joe gave us about $4 grand. So
Uncle Joe.
all the taxpayers paid for mine.
You're welcome.
Good.
Our kids paid
good.
for it.
Our kids. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Trying to think of some other stuff. I mean, we just basically
Herbals.
Yeah. Learning how to do. I think Jeremy covered elderberry right off the bat.
Right, that's a big one.
Those
I've got elderberry
so
bushes
easy
in my
to grow.
backyard. Like that's you can't kill the stuff.
It's so easy to grow. Yeah.
So, but
comfort.
finding.
Yeah, comfort.
Comfort, yeah. But even things like the fire cider, you can grow a lot of the stuff that you put into fire cider and make it, and it works. Again, I get back to what can you do preventative to keep from getting sick? What can you do from a maintenance standpoint to eating healthier, to taking, you can feel a little bit of tickle in your throat. You start taking the fire cider, Matt, I think we talked about this. My wife, in one of the episodes, I was eating raw garlic on TikTok. This is the last time that I was in Jackson. I'm over here, and my wife's called me. She's like, hey, we got the flu. So I go home, and I'm like, I'm just going to start popping garlic. And I kissed her, not knowing that she had the flu yet. And then that night she had a fever, and I was like, well, I've surely got it. I didn't get the flu.
Cool.
I didn't get a flu shot or nothing. I mean, I was just eating raw garlic. Either I got one hell of an immune system, or whatever I did worked.
Or both.
I think there's not, or both. Yeah, I mean, but you can boost your immune system based on the foods that you eat. So that's my.
No, there's a lot to that.
There really is.
What are you putting into your body to give you the best gut bacteria? Because if you're feeding it garbage, you're gonna feel like garbage.
That's why I drink.
Won't be able to.
Every day. I mean, I enjoy some beer too, but I mean, but I don't. There's plenty of bad things that I still eat and drink, but I also eat plenty of good. I think to try to offset some of that.
You could do pine needle tea. A lot of vitamin C in pine needles.
Yep.
We got a lot of pine around here.
I've seen people make that. I've never tried it, but I've seen people make it. And it's one of those. I've got this long list of things that I want to make and try.
Yeah.
TikTok's made me want to do.
Yeah, same.
We've been looking at this frozen picture of Matt the entire night.
Well, here, let me help you out there.
No, I'm good. No, it was beautiful, man.
One thing you could do is actually know a doctor locally. If it's too far away, it's going to be too inconvenient. And I mean, I also just never go to the doctor, so I would have no reason to like. I don't have that kind of shoe in to make that connection. So maybe that's like I'm just gonna have to start making things up. Like, oh yeah, I'm I don't know, I'm not just not feeling that good, and just go through doctors just to see which one's the best. That'll
So when you
help me
say you
out.
don't go to the doctor, is it because you just don't get sick,
There's that,
or is it
and
because
I
you
also
just refuse to go?
I well, for the longest time, for the longest time, we just had really crappy insurance. And I also just hate going. Nothing about it's enjoyable. The last time I honestly went to the doctor was
Wait,
like
you don't enjoy going to the doctor?
only if I'm getting a prostate exam. Was my surgery
from your female or
like
your male?
emergencies?
Let's not go there.
We get one of each. We compare notes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So that if you have that, trained medical personnel resource, I mean, even an ER nurse would be a great resource to have in your community.
Yeah, definitely.
So I agree, but I'm going to throw one little caveat on there.
Do it.
If these ER nurses or nurse practitioners, like we've got like our best friends, she's a nurse practitioner, but she grew up being taught by the system. Like her medical training is from the system.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, when the system is gone,
yeah.
I mean, what good is
I
her
can't
training?
imagine
I mean, like
she can't be entirely useless. They've got to be able to know how.
No. I am not saying that useless at all because I mean,
oh no.
Careful. But like you cut yourself, like she can suture you up.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you've got this
all
and
nurses
this
are
going
heroes.
on, she can say, yeah, it sounds like you have this going on.
Mm-hmm.
But from a treatment standpoint, if antibiotics aren't there, if over-the-counter medications, prescription medications aren't available, well, how are they going to treat it? They can diagnose you, but they can't treat you.
I think they would just shift their brain patterns and start to work with what they've got.
Well, they would have to, but they would have to learn natural remedies to the training that they already have.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm not saying that they're useless at all. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. Well, I think
it's
an
an adjustment of their training.
Yeah.
But like I've got books that talk about herbal remedies that I have hard copy books, not on the computer, hard copy books that are in my possession because of things like this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and books, I was just thinking about that. Like if you're scraping by, you don't have much money, you want to put some books, get you the Where There Is No Doctor, Where There Is No Dentist, down lots of herbal medicine free ebooks all the time, all over the place. Ship's Captain Medical Guide is a surprising. I saw that one. The Ship's Captain Medical Guide is, if you think about it, you're out at sea, you're not likely to get fast response. There's a critical emergency, you have to deal with it yourself. So what does the ship's captain do? They have to sort of handle a lot on their own.
Make do.
Yeah. Mountaineering guides are paid a little bit more for those, but those are good medical mountaineering guides.
Yeah.
So I've done. So I'm looking right now through my TikTok feed. So there's been a couple of times where I've done these videos that say, let's see, what doomsday books do you recommend?
Mm-hmm.
And so like I'll start the video out by, what do you recommend? Here's mine. And every one of those get a couple 100,000 views.
Wow.
And the amount of 1,200 comments on this one that's got 291,000 views, and it's full of recommendations like that. What people have in their libraries, what they like, which was the purpose of the video, is I want other people's perspectives. Like what books would you buy? Because I'm going to go research all of these and add them to my library. But it's interesting. But people are intrigued by that kind of stuff. People want to know like what books are good because they don't know.
Exactly. If you're looking to spend a little bit, you can get the Doom and Bloom medical guide is a great one.
I do have that.
I don't have that one. I figured, I looked at my collection and said, I really do have quite a bit, but I think if I were to buy it, I'd get the full color spiral bound flip out with all the extras. And I'm like, that's almost $100. And I'm looking at my collection going, I think I could get by with what I already have. So I just didn't bother with it, but it looks like it's solid. It looks like it's really good. Dr. Bones, Nurse Amy, Doom and Bloom.
I've reviewed it because I was like, I wonder if I cracked it open like once.
Yeah.
Maybe twice. Once for a burn and second time for a snake bite. Now, nobody got bit by a snake, but I was curious, what do you do with a snake bite? Because a lot of people are like, tourniquet. Well, not really.
No.
You got to keep your heart rate low, and wherever the bite is, you got to keep it above the heart.
Yeah.
That's about it. Like in a true, like shit hit the fan scenario, that's all you can do. There is no anti-venom because that stuff. You know how they make that stuff? It's crazy expensive because it's quite the process. They inject sheep. Like it's like $250,000 or something like that to get a shot of anti-venom, and you inject sheep and take the blood out of the sheep to have the antibodies or whatever and anti-venom properties and get that. And it's not always successful. It's like it's a whole process. So that's why it's crazy expensive. And so I don't know, start getting bit by snakes, I guess, like your local snakes, and build up your own immunity now.
Build up immunity.
Yeah, so then you could give your blood to other people, and you're the anti-venom.
Right.
It's a great market solution strategy. In the end of times. You could get paid in silver.
Don't get bit by a snake.
You could try. But what are you supposed to do when you see a snake that you want to just pick it up? Not pick it up?
I've never in my life wanted to pick up a snake.
I'm with that.
I've got a couple like gardener snakes before.
Yeah, but even those
things stink.
But they're just slithery.
I'm way too curious.
I'm not. I'm curious, but not about snakes.
You won't be as curious if the balloon goes up.
Right.
I don't know. I want to see how it looks like. Like what it looks like.
Well, you'll be one of the first to die then.
Well, it's either. I mean, I might as well just look right at the blast because I got glasses, and according to Jeremy, like I'm just gonna go blind and die anyway. So might as well just watch the show go down.
Christopher said you were weak. That you were.
Well, that's true. So I got
weak. Yeah.
I got lots of
curiosity
things.
Killed the
Matt.
Curiosity killed the Matt.
I got lots of things going against me just because I have glasses. So I might as well just get the popcorn. Like I could hold a bag of popcorn in front of my face and have it pop instantly, and then eat the popcorn and watch the mushroom cloud at the same time. I feel like there's a bit in there somewhere. We should just Jeremy, we're just gonna do bits on TikTok now. Or mushroom cloud goes up, instant popcorn popped. I'm like little bit of radioactive seasoning on this in this popcorn.
Orville Redenbacher's, yep.
Orville Redenbacher's SDHF blend or whatever, I don't know. It's got a little bit of radioactive decay in it. Don't worry about it.
We all know about the end of it.
There we go. What do you guys want to wrap up on?
I wanted to add to my list I was saying earlier about the Where There Is No Doctor, Where There's No Dentist, and they have a book for midwives to save the same nonprofit organization that puts out those first two has one called A Book for Midwives. I noticed it's $8 for the PDF, but I think that'd be worth grabbing if you have any possibility of either you in your own family pregnant or one of your neighbors to just help you out and know what to do. So there's just so many free and inexpensive resources. Grab them now and get them, while you still can, while they're still available. Download them, buy them, and store them. And like Jeremy does, put them in internet in a box. Or I've got an old
in a bag, in a box, in a bag.
Yeah, I've got an old e-ink reader from Barnes and Noble. It's got an SD card in slot, and the battery lasts about a month, so you can read your ebooks with, on a battery that just, or on a reader that just like sips battery. So it's a beautiful little tablet.
I've got similar to that as well.
Yeah. So
I did the whole internet in a box thing just as a project, just because it sounded fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I can do this, and it, the amount of people that don't understand how Wi-Fi works is astonishing, because the amount of comments on that video of, well, but how's this going to work when the cell towers don't work? Because I don't need cell towers.
Yeah.
This is the device. It emits a signal, and then I have other devices that connect to said signal, and it works. Why would you want this over? But why would you want this over just a tablet with an SD card, a micro SD card? Well, because this device has a terabyte of data on it, more when you add on storage, and I've got other devices, like multiple people in this kind of scenario can connect and read, and
someone who's technical like me could easily configure something like that app, in a grid down situation. I could do that, but you could make it for the people who aren't technical to simply plug it in the wall or find a generator, and they would be able to have that whole library. So
exactly.
Yep.
Wrapping up where I like to wrap up, man, I still go back to what I started with. Figure out a way to make yourself less dependent on the system. The healthier you can make yourself now, the less dependent you are on the system, the less dependent you are on pharmaceutical medications, on anything that you buy off the store shelves. Take care of your body now, and it'll be less painful later.
I just thought of a quick thing to add. If you are the knowledgeable prepper in your family, write down any and all notes you can for the less knowledgeable spouse or other person in your family, so that you will not be the core of knowledge. If you die, then everybody's screwed, because they don't know how to put this widget in the wall and do that. So I've been maintaining and printing out on paper for my wife such a list. It's about 25 pages long of the core essentials. Nothing fancy big, but just the core essentials. And by the way, if something bad happens, go to this location on my hard drive. Here's a bunch of ebooks that you can read for more, that you can do a lot more. So,
and just don't go to this location.
Or just don't have one of those locations.
That's right.
All right,
but that's a very valid point, Chris, because I'm the knowledge base in my family.
Yeah, and so am I.
My wife, I love her. She just doesn't. That's just not. She doesn't care about that stuff. She doesn't think about that stuff.
Yeah.
She is behind me in the prepping sense. She sees value in the fact that we need to be prepared, but she's not going to be she's like, okay, well, he's handling it. I don't need to handle it.
Yeah.
And so I need to make a more concerted effort to bring her along and show her.
Yeah.
And so that's on me.
Keep yourself a notepad in your phone.
Yep.
As a thought comes along, jot it in there. And then every now and then, dump all that into a more structured document for her. And print it out and tell her, here's where it is. And by the way, here's the original document on my computer. And, something to keep her updated. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. It's a good point.
Yeah.
I was just going to chip in and say that one thing I've always wanted to do was take a wilderness first aid course.
Yeah. Yes. That'd be great. That'd be great.
So, I mean, people are probably interested in doing that anyways. So whether the shit hits the fan or not, and you, I don't know, get a severe laceration in the backcountry, or break your leg in the backcountry, or somebody else does, you are prepared, and I
Yeah.
mean, you're forced to make do with very little, and that's how it's going to be when the clouds go SpongeBob.
As cool as that is, if you just can get the basic first aid course from Red Cross,
I'm looking at
$30. I loved it. I was glad for it.
That is a good start. I'm looking at a couple different backcountry basic wilderness first aid. The cheapest I found is an 8-hour course, $125. Here's another one for $250. I think that's
reasonable.
But
the saying is that you rise to your level of training. So if you might say, well, I've got this book, in a crisis, I'll pick up the book. I got the materials, blah, blah, blah. You may, or your mind may go totally blank and you forget everything goes out the window that you need to do. But if you've had some level of training, it will sort of be muscle memory. There will be you'll take better actions. So it will always rise to a level of training.
What's like the person that says, "Well, hey, if it ever hits the fan, I've got a seed bank. I've got a store of seeds that I'll plant."
Yeah.
Like, whoa, hold up! No, you need to be planting those now. You need to, because you don't just put something in the ground and have food in a week.
Right.
You don't put something in the ground in April and are successful your first year. You've got to go through years of failure to learn it. The same thing here. You can't just have
raised in Idaho.
You can't just put a book on a shelf, and I'm guilty of some of this because I've got a lot of books.
Sure,
that I
we all are. Yeah, we all are.
But you can't just put a book on a shelf and say, "Well, if I ever need it, it's there." Yes, if you ever need it, it's there, but you also need to pick it up and read it along the way.
Yeah, we're all guilty of that.
Know. Yep.
Matt, I should do that with. No, that was it. The first aid thing. Maybe that should be a date night for my wife and I. We're gonna do wilderness first aid together.
8-hour date day.
Do a CPR. Then you're lip to lip. Got to do the paddles. Rip up on the shirt.
Yeah, there you go. I'm a little tired. This coffee sucks. I'm gonna break up the paddles. But yeah. All right. That is all I wanted to wrap on. Christopher, do your thing.
All right, securecoop.com. I am working on a product that is going to notify the chicken keeper if and when there are issues with your chicken coop, door closing. The first product is going to be the coop, and after that, I plan to expand the line of devices out through the entire backyard. I've been working on that and had some technical hurdles, but we're getting much, much closer to a beta test. And I work for a Fortune 50 financial company in the IT department, and I keep their multi-billion-dollar servers running. And so I've used a lot of those same principles on my Secure Coop product, with monitoring, with backups, redundancies, such that I can give a guarantee to my customers that if there's an issue that ever comes up, that I don't notify the customer and they lose their entire flock, I will replace their entire flock up to 20 birds. And so get on the website, get on securecoop.com. There is an ebook on coop protection. Get on the mailing list. I'll tell you when we're going to be coming out with the first product. And there is a coupon below, FarmHopLife Rocks. Get in there.
Yes, nice.
Sir.
What, 2 months, 3 months? Commit.
Maybe this year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. It's awful. No,
this quarter.
Lower billing this quarter. Yeah, that'd be beautiful. I got to get get down to the lab for FCC testing. I've got to finish up circuit design, and we're wrapping up the phone app design now. And the server app is looking smooth. The device software is looking smooth. So we're getting there. It's just, hit a lot of roadblocks, but we're getting there.
That FCC stuff is expensive.
So is it like a monthly?
Yeah, it's a monthly service for monitoring and
like a monthly subscription fee.
Yep, what you're paying for is my professional monitoring and keep an eye on things, and paging me at 3 a.m. if something breaks, and I get up and take a look at it. So
I just didn't know if it was like I mean, I expected that there would be. I mean, if you're getting a
Yeah.
monthly notifications, I mean, like that's only reasonable to assume that there's a fee to that. So there's a fee to there's a cost for the initial purchase and then monthly monitoring, kind of like a
Server.
Yeah.
home security
And
system.
as I build
Server costs.
Right. As I build on more accessories, I'm aiming to keep that affordable so that the monthly cost doesn't grow exponentially the more things you
Right.
grow on. So
Right.
I'm trying to make it to where a person has like a one-stop shop for their backyard security, their backyard, water levels and feed levels, and just in and every way we can reduce labor, increase security, increase the reliability of running your own show in your backyard, which is
Nice.
so much dependent on you. So.
Very nice.
Getting there.
Nice.
I look forward
Jeremy.
to seeing it. On the Tickety Talk and the Instagram at Do We Like Donuts, just chicken content and homesteading content and prepper content. There you go.
He's everyone's worst prepper. He's practical. Everyone hates that.
Yeah,
You don't think so?
Practical? Yeah, I think so. I don't go overboard and buy a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff.
See, that's why you're
Yep.
you're gonna not be the best you can possibly be because you gotta.
Yeah. I gotta take chickens on walks. You saw that video, didn't you?
I did. That was so ridiculous.
Somebody.
Ridiculous.
Oh my god! But it was I enjoyed that video so much. It was hilarious. Because Colonel Sanders, the rooster, Christopher, did you see it?
No.
He thinks he can take me. The other rooster, Brandon.
Brandon and
Let's go.
Yeah, that's
Middle name.
That's
Let's
right.
go.
I like to yell at him every now and then. He knows. Like he runs from me. He's terrified.
Oh, yeah.
He's a little pansy.
Yeah.
But Colonel Sanders thinks that he can take me. But what's funny is that Brandon,
Little pansy.
yeah, Colonel Sanders is second to Brandon. So it's this weird trifecta going on. But Colonel Sanders thinks he can take me. So I called him somebody was like, "Hey, I want to send you a chicken leash." Okay. It's fine.
Cool.
This will make for a funny video. I'm not going to take my chickens on a walk, but this will make for a funny video. And she was like, "I want you to use Colonel Sanders." I'm like, "Game on." And
Just taking requests.
pretty much at this point.
Yeah.
Pretty much whatever gets the views, I suppose. But it was funny though. Like I enjoyed it. Like that chicken, to see him fight that leash was hilarious. There's so
No, get
much
your wife to
put
do
out
it.
there.
Part 2.
Yeah.
You can
Wait,
either put her
leash?
on the leash. Yeah, either way.
That would probably get flagged. But like, there was so much of that video I had to cut out because people would look and go, "Oh, that's animal cruelty." No, he was just fighting the leash, but like he didn't like it. But it was funny. Yeah,
like the people that
people.
So people are like on my stupid mousetrap video, they're like, I'm looking for humane methods, or like that's not very humane. And I responded to one of them. I'm like, I'm willing to break the rules of the Geneva Convention on these rodents. Like I'm not holding back. These things need to die. And I don't think they like it. But that's the thing
is, you've got those people out there that they're going to sit there and they're going to comment, they're going to report you, and they just cause all the, and you sadly you have to either fight all of them, risk getting banned or blocked, or just appease them. And so I just, you just don't put that stuff out there because it gets flagged.
I guess.
But
it's funny until it's not. I am Matt DeRocher of FarmHopLife. Check us out, FarmHopLife.com. That's this podcast, but this isn't how it started. The end. All right. We'll probably be back next week. I'll tell you guys more about it later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.